I'm coming to you live. Let me just adjust this so you guys can see me better. All right, boom. Let's do this. I'm coming out with a free low back guide this week, so check on my YouTube and on my website. I'm gonna post it, so grab it, subscribe to the channel to get notifications. So that low back guide is gonna cover some core strength as well as some low back tips if you've got low back pain. Again, join me today, 30 minutes. So I'm gonna do some PT tips, but we're really just gonna get into a core workout. So weights are optional. Always. Let's start off in standing. We're gonna get into a little bit of mobility just to warm up. Then we're gonna take it down onto the mat. We've got a series of 3 moves: advanced core strength. I'll show you guys options. Modify as needed. Stretch, done. That's it. 30 minutes. That is it. Grab my guide. It is coming out today or tomorrow. Free low back guide. Tips, PT, strength, mobility, all that stuff. Anyways, let's get started. Come to the back of your mat. Let's just do a nice little easy yoga warm up, and then we're gonna take it down and get into our core work. So let's warm it up, reaching to the sky, crown of the head to the ceiling. I want you to think about this nice tall spine, elongate, lengthen through your spine. If you're sitting at a desk all day, hunched over, let's get some length. Let's just shake, move, extend, elongate, lengthen, reach to the sky. And then exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down, shake it out, release any tension. We're just gonna go through a quick yoga warm up before we get into our core work. Again, you wanna be mobile, supple, as well as strong. You need both, right? Knees are nice and soft here, protecting the lower back. Shake it out, release tension. Just notice if you feel anything, tightness, whatever, where you're feeling it. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten out the knees. Get a nice little stretch in your hamstrings, hinging at the hips. Abs are braced. We're just going through a quick yoga warm up. Hold here for 1 breath, tuck the chin, pull the shoulder blades back down your back. And then exhale, bring your hands down to a plank. We're gonna do a little bit of planks in our warm up just to get that shoulders, that upper part of our core waking up. Spread your fingers wide in your plank and push away from the mat. Don't just hang out here, right? Holding it here for 1 breath. And then exhale, knees down, slowly lower elbows close to your sides, uncurl your toes. Press yourself up into a little baby back bend. Hold it here, pull the shoulder blades down your back. Again, I love yoga. I have a yoga certification, but I use it a lot in PT. I use it also just nice stretch, right? Keep it easy, feels good on the body. Hold it here for 1 breath, and then exhale back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. That is the entire flow. That is it. Let's go through that again. Again, spread the fingers wide so that you can push away. Make this active. Pedal your feet, give your calf and ankles a nice little stretch. If you've got tight calf, tight ankles, like me, with most people, pedal them out, pedal them out, pedal, pedal, pedal. Finishing out our flow, and then walk your hands back to your feet. You do not need to be super flexible to get some nice stuff out of yoga, right? Rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice supple spine. We want mobility and strength. Inhale, reach to the sky, round 2. Lengthen, crown of the head to the ceiling. Focus on that nice tall spine, tall posture. Take this with you through the rest of the day. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms all the way down. Knees are soft, protect your lower back. If anything's not feeling great on your back, please modify, right? Shake it out, release tension. Get all the dog fur off of me. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back hinging. This is your deadlift. This is your hip hinge, right? I'm hinging here. My abs are braced. My chin is tucked in. Straightening out the knees if that feels good. Hands come down, plank number 2. We're gonna do more planks to finish out our warm up just to get everything activated, right? Hold it here, 1 breath. Exhaling all the way down or knees down, whatever works for you. Work on your upper body strength. A lot of my cyclists, my runners, we're not getting enough upper body strength. Adding some planks and push-ups is an easy way to do that, right? So let's add them in. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Engage those big back muscles. Those are your lats. That's gonna help to stabilize, protect that lower back. Engage it. So I'm not here, here, right? Last breath. Exhale back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. We're gonna do 1 more round and then we're moving on to some planks to finish out our warm up. Modify as needed. If planks are not fun on your wrists, please modify. I will show you guys some options. Walk your hands back to your feet. This class is for you. If you need to modify, please do so. Inhale, reach to the sky. Last time before we get into planks. Reach, exhale. Knees are soft. Inhale, halfway lift, hinge. Deadlift, hinge, it's all the same stuff. Whether you're doing yoga or strength training, whatever, hold it here. Shoulders engaged, lats, protect that back. Hands come down, plank. Last time, we're moving on. Exhale, lower, either knees down or however you need to. If you suck at push-ups, It's another way to practice them, the lowering, right? Controlled. Up dog or cobra. We're moving on. Last breath here. Again, this should feel really nice on the back, not pinchy, right? Brace your abs, tighten your abs just a little bit if all you feel is a little pinch in that low back. This should feel good. Exhale back down. Downward facing dog, let's move on. Hold the down dog for a second. I just want to get a little bit of a calf stretch in here, right? Flattening out that upper back. So I'm not here, I'm really trying to drive my hips up high to the sky. Stretch, bring that booty up high to the sky. Take one last breath. Before we move on, we're gonna finish out our warm up with a nice little inchworm into plank. I'll show that to you. Walk your hands back to your feet. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Come to the back of your mat. Give yourself some space here. If you've got tight hips and you're coming into your squats, give yourself a nice wide stance. When you come down here, we're gonna walk out into plank. So again, a lot of my people, hey, if you got tight hips, widen your stance, right? So you can sink deeper into your squat. Because if you don't, what's gonna happen? You're here, you're narrow, and you don't have the room here. You're gonna start to look like this guy. And you're like, my back hurts. And I'm like, yeah, dude, bring your feet wider. Give those hips some space so you can maintain this flat back position. Abs on as well. So you're gonna come to the back of your mat. You're gonna tall mountain pose, right? Reminding us of this nice tall posture, which you're gonna take with you through the rest of your day, right? Not slouching over your phone. Wide stance. I would say go the width of your mat, right? Or wherever you are. Coming down here, deep if you can, and then walk out into plank. If you want to be really spicy with it, walk back, inhale, exhale. You can walk out and do a push-up, right? I always say, if you're not good at push-ups, do more push-ups, practice, right? The only way we get stronger is if you practice, right? Maybe you do a bent knee push-up, whatever. Try one or two. Walking out. I like my push-ups to be all the way down, nose to the floor. In my world, if your nose ain't touching the floor, that ain't a push-up, right? All my CrossFit friends understand that. Anyway, try a push-up if you want. Otherwise, walk out in plank. Otherwise, stretch. We're almost done here. We're gonna get into our core series next. I'm gonna talk you guys through it. We got a series of 3 moves. Every class, if you subscribe to my channel, get notifications. Every class we go through the series of core moves. Sometimes it's really spicy, sometimes it's less spicy. Today we're gonna do a little bit of a hollow body hold. It's a little bit of a spicy move to finish with. It's a challenging workout. We got 3 moves. Let's do one more of these, and then I'll talk you through our workout of the day. Walk it out last time. So we've got a reverse crunch. Elbow to knee crunch is our first move, right? So let's come down onto the mat. Let's finish with a little bit of cat-cow. Just open up the back, and I'm gonna talk you through our workout. So 3 moves, 3 rounds. First round, I always like to go a little bit longer, build some endurance in that first set. Pretty quick, we're gonna go through this, and I'll just explain everything in our first round. So 3 moves, 3 rounds. We have a reverse crunch, or you can just turn that into a full body crunch, or you can just turn it into a basic crunch. Again, all these should feel nice. None of them should be bothering your lower back. They should all be feeling good. And then we've got a flutter, and then we've got a hollow body hold, which is challenging, but I will show you options, right? Friday's class, we're gonna do a little bit different, maybe a little bit more glutes. Today, we've definitely got some lower abdominals. So those lower abs, meaning like this bottom part, you're gonna hold yourself up there. It's a lot more work. Last time with this cat-cow. So we're starting with a reverse crunch. So all of these are gonna be on your back. So come onto your back. Let's get started. 3 rounds, 3 moves, reverse crunch or basic crunch. We're not taking a lot of breaks. We got a lot to get through. Only got 30 minutes, right? So focus. So reverse crunch is squeezing up with your pelvic floor, abs, and tap. So that's just your reverse crunch. So you can start with that. And if you're like, I don't like that, it doesn't feel good on my back, whatever, you can just do the upper part, which is just a crunch. If you wanna do both, right? Exhale as you lift. Exhale, squeeze. So this is our first move. Pretty basic, easy modifications. Elbow to knees. Again, I'm not doing these and straining my neck, right? So it's really not about, oh, I have to really like jam my elbows to my knees. I care about this, your pivot point. Your center is that belly button. Really pull, draw up. So when I say pelvic floor, those are the muscles on the bottom of your core. Guys and gals, squeeze, pull up. That's gonna help you exhale. Use that. Knees together, adductor muscles, inner thighs, pelvic floor. It's all connected. That is the base of your core. This is the top. We're squeezing it all together. Again, if you're like, this bothers my neck, whatever, or if you just need to work on some lower abdominal strength, and if you just want to challenge your lower abdominals, right? Maintaining that lower back pressed, you can just do the feet and tap further away. These are all challenging, right, in their own way. Just modify based on your body. This class is for you. It's not for me. I'm just showing you options, so pick ones that work for you. Let's do a few more, and then we're gonna get into our second move, which is a flutter kick, down and up. Challenging, right? So you need this tight here for that next move. 4 more just like this. 4, 3, exhale, 1 more, rest. So flutter kicks, the number one thing that I see is when you are lowering your legs, right here, your lower back needs to be glued to the floor, right? So if I have the legs lowering and I get to about here and my back is arching, that ain't it. That's wrong, right? So I want you guys to really find that point. However low it is, everyone's gonna be different. I'm kick, 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 kick. As I get lower, it's gonna be harder. I have to tighten my abs even more. Your lower back better be glued to the freaking floor, because otherwise you're just straining your lower back. And if you're having trouble with that, I'm gonna give you 2 cues, 2 tips. One is, don't go so low, right? Duh, right? So for some people, they're just gonna go here. They're not gonna go very low. Why? Because their back is lifting. It's harder for them to stabilize. The other tip I'm gonna suggest for these, if you're doing these right now, is lift your head up. Because as you lift your head up, that presses that rib cage down. It's gonna help you to stabilize from the top, right? So everything needs to work here. Tight, 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 right? I like the head up, arms at your sides, that's okay too, right? Sometimes I even like to hold the weights here. So I'll show that to you guys. You've got a little teeny weight or heavy weight, whatever. Ironically, people are like, oh, it's harder with the weights. It's actually sometimes easier. So if you're doing some of these exercises, right, sometimes I'll have people hold on to a resistance band, like if it's tied behind me, because it helps you lock in, literally get locked in, create that tension. It's gonna give you something to hold on to help you engage your abs more. That ain't cheating. In fact, if you got the weights, I suggest you try it. Let's do 4 more just like this. Lower back is glued, 3 more. And then we have a hollow body hold next, which is challenging. 1 more. And rest. Shake the knees side to side. Hollow body hold again. Lower back glued to the freaking floor. Now, I shouldn't even be able to get a fingernail here. Why? Because if you arch, tension into the lower back, that is not the point. I don't want people finishing my class with more pain in the lower back. That's not the point. The point is to stabilize, protect, strengthen, right? And get some strong, nice abs. All right, so we're gonna do a 30-second hold. This is our last move in the series. Level 1 would be here, your Pilates hundreds. Easy to control, 30 seconds, da-da-da-da-da. Here is harder. Hardest is our full hollow body hold. The lower you go, the harder it is. Connect, right? We got 30-second hold. Zip it in, locked in here. Let's start off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 30 seconds, whichever version you're doing, locked in. Head is up. You'll notice that helps the rib cage to come down, helps you to keep this connection here. If your ribs are popped up, flared, you are not connected here in the front, and that's going to give you less stability in the back. Locked in. I go over this in my free guide as well. Grab it. It's free. It's good. It's coming out tomorrow. I think it's good. All right. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Back into that reverse crunch, right? We're not taking breaks. I'm just getting my weights out of the way. Back at it. 3 rounds. You pick. Reverse, full body. Maybe you just want to do crunches. There's a lot of value in crunches. Why? Well, if you just want some ab definition, sure, that's nice. The crunch, people always like, oh, crunches are so lame. No, it's not. It's really helping you connect. Connect. This is the part that needs to get locked in. And if that helps you engage, understand how to stabilize, this is a cylinder. Everything needs to be connected from top down and from bottom up. So breathe Breathe into that crunch. I love my crunches. Now again, we're not just gonna do crunches. That does not constitute all of our core, but it's a great place to start. So don't let anybody talk smack about crunches. I love my crunches. They're also kind of easy for people to like figure out, right? I'm a big fan of pick moves that you can actually do correctly. You understand. If it's like some weirdo ass jumping off a ball and da 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 da, like, are you really even engaging your core? Make it simple. Simple. Simple gets results, guys. Same thing I tell my clients for nutrition. Consistency, repeatability, simple. Keep it simple. Exhale. Exhale. Knock this out a couple times a week. Your core will be stronger. Your abs will be more defined. You will have more muscle growth there, more ab definition. Your back will be more supported, stabilized. Exhale. Breathe. Breathe. In 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Flutter kicks. Get ready. Shake the knees out. Give your lower back a little break. Flutter down and up with the legs. Again, remember, lower back. What did I say? You go as low as you can. This is not a contest. No one's watching you. There's no ego here. We go as low as we can. Sometimes when I get tired, I'm like, I'm not going to go that low because I can tell my form's starting to get crappy. My back is lifting. Realize this is another thing I tell my athletes or bigger guys or bigger people. If you have a bigger leg, whether it's heavier, bigger, longer, this is going to be harder. This type of exercise is always going to be harder on a bigger athlete or someone with a meatier, bigger leg. Why? Because it's more that you have to support. Much more work on your core. So just be aware of that, right? So if I'm going lower, well, guess what? I have a twiggy little leg. So it's easier, right? So I'm just being honest. So be realistic about, hey, what is right for my body? What is the depth that I can go? Is this harder for me? Why? Understand. Let's do 4 more. 3, breathing. 2, lifting the head up if you need it. Last one. Relax. Hollow body hold, round 2. We've got 1 more round after this, then we're stretching, we're done. Locked in, hollow body hold, 30 seconds in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, hold, chin is tucked. Why do I always say chin tucked? Because it helps to draw the rib cage down, which helps to then connect the abs, right? Rectus abdominis, abs in the front. Chin tucked in. Also, then you're not straining your neck, all right? Tuck it in. Engage those neck flexors. Almost done. In 5, 4, 3, 2. I feel my abs. Ooh, I'm getting tired. Relax. Last round. We're almost done. That wasn't so hard, right? We're going to stretch, be done. That's it. You don't need a lot of ab work to get results, guys. I host my class usually every Friday, but this week I'm hosting it 3 times a week. But I would suggest for anybody, whether you've got some lower back issues, whether you're just trying to get stronger, whether you are sports, performance, you're just older, over 40, myself included, get some of this stuff in a couple times a week. Does not need to be long. 10 to 15 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week, boom, start there. It's a great place to start. Simple, simple stuff, just like this class. Exhale. If you've got specific injuries, obviously you're gonna have to work through that. That might be a different protocol program, but for most of us, just getting some of this stuff in, a little bit of stretch, a little bit of core strength, real strength training as well. Exhale. Last round. We are almost done. I see the finish line. Make this count. Do not space out. We're only doing this for a couple minutes. Make your ab work, your core work, valuable time. Do not space out. Pay attention. Breathe. Squeeze. Lifting. Last few. These should feel challenging by the 3rd round. Let's finish. Exhale. In 4. In 3. In 2. In 1. Oof, I'm glad those are done. My abs are sore. I don't know if it's from today, yesterday. I don't know. Maybe it's Monday's class. Exhale. Pressing the lower back down. Set up first. Locked. Unlocked. I got my position. I'm breathing. My chin is tucked in, my rib cage is down, my abs are engaged, my lower back is pressed down. Lots of things to remember, right? The reason we do this here, I tell this to my patients, is so that when you're on your bike, you're playing hockey, you're doing jujitsu, trying to think of all my patients and clients, that the work you've done here is going to then get reflected into the sport. You should not have to be thinking about, oh, I need to engage my core when I'm riding my bike. No, no, no. You do the work here, right? Oh, when I'm running, oh, I need to think about having my abs. No, you do the work here, and then it happens, right? So lock in here, whatever your sport is. It's all the same stuff, guys. Soccer, my soccer player, my jujitsu, triathlete, runner, biker, all you guys. Mountain biker, all of us. Last few here. Chin is tucked. 4 more. Kick, 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 kick. 3. Almost done. 2. Woo, abs are feeling it. 1 more. And rest. I'm not going to do these Friday because guess what? My abs are going to be sore from today. I can tell. Hollow body hold. Same thing. Rib cage down. When I say rib cage down, I mean from here to here. You can see how when you do that, presses your lower back down. I'm going to go into breath work a lot more in my low back guide. So grab it, especially if you're like, what is she talking about? Breath, blah, blah, blah. Grab it. All right. Almost done. Last round. In 5, in 4, in 3. Hollow body hold. Let's do it. Knock it out. 30 seconds. Let's go. Control. Breath work is key. Key. That is part of your core that regulates your nervous system, relaxes, releases, engage. Top of the cylinder is that diaphragm. The bottom is the pelvic floor. Learn about it, engage it, use it. We are almost done. We are going to stretch and then be done with class. Finish out in 5, in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Whew. Reach to opposite ends of the room. Stretch. Get some length. We did all this tight, crunchy stuff. Let's get some length in the spine. Reach, 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 reach. Lengthen, just like we started off class with. Lengthen, elongate, lengthen that spine, the vertebrae, the discs in between. Get some length. We don't want to be hunched and sitting over our computers all day. Get some length here. And then when you're feeling ready, grab your knees, hug your knees into your chest. Let's just stretch. Simple, easy. Modify as needed. If you have any other stretches that feel good, now is your chance. Again, I'm just going to go through some basic stuff. Mellow. Opening up the hips and back. Rock the knees side to side. Give your lower back a nice little massage. This should feel nice. All of this should feel good always. Let that left leg extend long. Shake it out, shake it out. Hug that right knee in, roll the ankles and the toes around, ankle mobility, toe, foot, articulate through those joints. Your feet need to move, guys. A lot of people got some really stiff, rigid toes, feet, ankles. Move them around, little circles, keep them healthy. Just like the rest of our joints, roll that hip around. Does that feel good? Again, you can add your own in if you have some stretch. You're like, oh, I really like when I do this one for my hips. Great. Figure out what's working for your body because we're all built differently, right? And that's okay. Bring that knee across your body. Left hand, bring that right knee across. Find the angle on you. I do this every class, right? I always tell people, find the position where you're like, oh, it's up here, it feels good, here. Everyone's different, right? So some of us are gonna look really like rotate, like they're like, oh, I get something, this feels nice in my lower back here. Some people are like, oh man, I'm so tight, like I can barely just get to here. Cool. We're all different, right? Some are more flexible. Some of us have different things going on. So just find the position where you get a good stretch, right? Hips, butt, lower back. Figure it out. Keep the neck relaxed. Release. A lot of core work involves the neck. So just let it go. Releasing tension. Release tension. Take 1 more breath here. Inhale, opening up through that rib cage. And then come back to center. Let's do a figure 4 stretch. You can do pigeon pose. You can do any other stretch here, opening up the hips, butterfly, whatever. Happy baby, right? I love yoga, right? You don't have to call it yoga. You can just call it stretching, whatever. Find ones that work for you. There's a lot of really nice stuff in yoga that just feels really good, right? Cat-cow, this pose, thread the needle. So pick and choose, finding what's right for your body. Roll the shoulders, release tension in the neck and the shoulders. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then that is it for class for today. Releasing tension, noticing any tension in the jaw. And then when you're ready, unwrap that right leg, shake it out. Hug that left knee in, same thing, give it a good squeeze. Roll the hip around, left side. Lubricating those joints. Joints need movement, that's how you get nourished into the joint, right? Fluids need to go in and out of the joint space, and they do that with movement, and that keeps the joint healthy and happy. That's why we don't want to just sit all day. You guys know that, but that's why. You need to move those joints, lubricate the joints with anything, right? Stretching, moving, walking, exercise, yoga, whatever, even weight training. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Maybe shake it out, release tension. Knee, find that position again. Here, 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 whatever. Last breath, we're almost done. Do our figure 4 stretch on the left side. And then we're basically done. Maybe 1 or 2 more stretches, that's it. Come back to center, figure 4. We're gonna finish in seated, just with our seated stretch, just to remind us of that posture. We're gonna sit, finishing with a nice deep breath in seated after this. Last move, almost done. If you wanna do thread the needle, roll the shoulders, roll the shoulders. 30 minutes, you can get a lot done, right? Stretch, mobility, yoga, core, strength. We'll do a little bit of glute work on Friday. Last breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly unwrap that left leg, windshield wiper the knees side to side, nice and gentle. Roll yourself onto your side, meet me in seated. We are basically done. Let's just do our last seated breath. You can sit however you want. You don't need to sit cross-legged, whatever. Take this with you through the rest of your day. I always like to finish with posture because I just want to get into your head about not being like this all day, right? Sitting up nice and tall. This is just alignment. This isn't about perfect posture. This is just alignment we all need. Ears over shoulders, that's alignment, plumb line, right? Slight tuck of the chin. Inhale, reach to the sky. Take a nice breath. Focus on that alignment. And then exhale it out. One more time, ears over shoulders, crown of the head to the ceiling, slight chinning tucked in. Inhale. And then exhale it out. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you got something good out of class. Take care of your bodies. Breathe. I'll see you guys on Friday, or I'll see you next time. Grab my guide. It's coming out tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.